Alex Rocky, presenting Seafood Processing, Improving on Environmental Impacts, submitted to WPI Graduate School of Engineering, Class CE 563, Industrial Water Quality. We will be covering in this presentation introduction and background on the food processing industry, seafood processing industry, and seafood itself, then addressing environmental aspects, impacts, and remediation of the seafood processing industry itself. Food processing uses water for cleaning, cooking, and washing of food. Wastewater is always discharged and is regulated by the EPA and the Clean Water Act. As a whole, the food processing industry has seen a large increase in employment due to the increased demand for food. In the seafood processing industry, water is used in the cooking, preparing, and packaging of seafood. As a result, wastewater and solid waste are discharged and must be either treated or disposed of properly. In general, seafood plays a major role in society, contributing roughly 15% of the world's protein intake, as well as employing up to 75% of local employment in some heavily populated coastal areas. Due to the nutritional importance of seafood, the depletion of fish stocks worldwide are being seen, with 77.9 million metric tons being harvested. Concerns about effects on ecosystems arise. A growing subsect of the seafood industry is aquaculture, or fish farming. With 43.5 million people employed and an annual harvest of roughly 55 million metric tons, the demand for fish worldwide is being satisfied. An important aspect of environmentally friendly seafood processing is the sustainable use and the understanding of where the resources are being used. For example, 1,100 gallons of water are used in the processing of 1,000 kilograms of tuna. Also important for environmentally friendly seafood processing is the sustainable use of canning materials. For example, 1,000 kilograms of frozen tuna uses 74 kilograms of tin plate, or any equivalent seen below. Once the use of materials is understood, the amount of waste should be analyzed, and from this, the sustainable reuse of all materials is possible. For example, the recycling of the canning materials that are used, or the wastewater, or the water itself. The impacts of resources used and waste discharged includes the stresses the seafood processing industry puts on the economy, the general materials used, and ecosystems of the fish themselves. Ecologically, overharvesting of wild fish can negatively affect food chains and other ecological processes in the ecosystems. And also, irresponsible practices of aquaculture can affect the fish both nutritionally and physically. Economically, any restrictions to prevent the overharvesting of fish is hurtful to many people's livelihoods. However, it is difficult to establish a necessary sustainable balance before threatening to cause some species to go extinct, or, worse, leave people hungry. The solid waste produced from a seafood processing industry comprises a surprising portion of a fish's overall weight, roughly 35 to 40%. Such a discharge would be wasteful, but luckily there are many reuse and recycle options. Solid waste can be taxed for nutritional value by taking oils or crushing the waste up into fertilizer, or even putting it into animal food because of its nutrient-rich value. Options for reuse and recycling of water are also abundant, with some water treatment to get rid of bacteria, uses from public works projects, to use by industries like power plants to cool down their towers are very feasible. The remediation of fish populations are hard to address due to their size, variability, and the need to be harvested. Selective harvesting with a good mix of sustainable fish farming should be implemented to achieve sustainable fish populations. Sustainable aquaculture could be very easily obtained. All that would be needed on the part of farmers would be to keep a much opener and nicer space with good feed for their fish, and to not genetically modify them. In conclusion, seafood processing waste is very useful. It is very nutrient rich, and with sustainable harvesting practices, the seafood industry will be around for a while. These are my works cited, ranging from the EPA to the fishery and aquaculture statistics.